What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's FBA Office Hours. Like every week, we're going to be hitting up a little bit of Amazon and e-commerce news. I will answer any and all of your questions about Amazon FBA, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, tactical arbitrage, and all the various aspects of that. And tonight, we're going to be talking a little bit about tactical arbitrage as well. I get a similar series of questions on a regular basis. So what I'm going to do every week is I'm going to try to bring tactical arbitrage back in a little bit and kind of solve a problem. So this week we are multi-streaming inside of FBA Today. We are on my YouTube channel as well, which is Christopher Grant over on the YouTubes, and we're also in the Tactical Arbitrage Facebook group. So welcome everybody. Do me a huge solid if you are here, if you're going to spend some time with us this evening, and smash the like button wherever you're watching to help the algorithm on YouTube, on Facebook, and get this out to more people. It'll really help me, and it'll keep me coming back and doing these every single week. So we're going to give everybody a minute or two to get in here, and then we're going to get rolling. Hey, Tycoon, how's it going, man? You're always here, and I really appreciate that. If you are checking in, let us know. Let's say hey. Let us know where you're checking in from. Ryan from that state up north. Because I'm an Ohio boy, we are not allowed to utter the name of that state, but it's good to see you, man. I like a lot of the people from that state up north, even though I'm not allowed to talk about it that much. Chan, what's going on? Glad you guys are all tuning in. I will say it one more time. If you are tuning in, hey, Terry, what's going on? Do me a huge solid and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, the Facebook algorithm, and I would really, really appreciate it. Let's see here. Dave from Orlando, that's where I'm at, just over in Maitland. D. McCauley from Clearwater, what's up? Mervat from Texas. I love the great state of Texas. All the best possible state. Hey, from Cama, I'm not sure where. Oh, Canada, what's going on? Verena, I'm gonna absolutely murder some of your guys' names, so I apologize. Let's see here. Terry Mervat. Let's see. Verena, Dave, Orlando, Bayou Vista, way down south. That sounds like Louisiana. Tammy, what's going on? Let's see here. Baltimore, Maryland, what's going on? V Stutes. All right, let's dig in just a little bit here. I saw a couple of news pieces that I found interesting this week. One of them is that Amazon is being sued by a couple of employees. Now, whether or not this will turn into some sort of class action lawsuit, who knows? But they're suing over the risk of COVID-19 infection, alleging that Amazon looked to create a facade of compliance. And of course, if you watch the video of Jeff Bezos walking through an Amazon warehouse and a Whole Foods, it certainly looked like they were trying to do their job. Now, of course, you know, when the CEO or a president comes walking through, everyone's always on their best behavior. But a group of Amazon employees are going to be suing because they were in the New York fulfillment centers and they're worried that they were all put at risk. One plaintiff actually says she contracted the virus in March from work, and her cousin, who's also her roommate, later passed away after experiencing coronavirus symptoms. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as this goes on to court and things like that. Yeah, I certainly hope that they're doing their job and trying to keep their employees safe. But of course, it's impossible for us to really know what's happening inside of the warehouses when cameras aren't rolling. Other news that I found interesting this week is Amazon is adding 12 planes to its air cargo fleet. People are worried that they're encroaching on FedEx and UPS even more. I mean, I would imagine that most of us as Amazon sellers saw this coming a mile away, with last mile delivery through Amazon Flex. And of course, the program where you can actually become an Amazon delivery contractor and have a fleet of your own vehicles. And they've had Amazon planes for quite some time, but they're going to be adding 12 planes. That's going to bring their total to 81 total planes. So that's quite a bit of cargo. But it looks like they've still got a lot more to be able to catch up to some of these other companies. However, if anybody can do it, it's going to be Amazon. And so that should be interesting over time. Amazon also plans on a quote unquote jumpstart sale. It starts on June 22nd, and it's really going to be this summer sale is going to be more towards fashion. So it's going to be both established and smaller fashion brands. Going to work on getting people back to buying clothing and shoes, which is great. If you are selling clothing and shoes, hopefully this helps you. I don't sell hardly any in the clothing and shoes categories. It's just not my bag. But hopefully, it's going to be like a 10-day event, I believe. Let me double check that. I read like 10 days is how long this is going to be. Let's see here. Yeah, this one doesn't say, but it's going to be a fairly long sale. So hopefully it gets people back shopping for clothing and shoes on Amazon and helps anybody who's in that particular niche. Let's see here. Evening, Chris. Hey, is it Ni Hao? Hopefully that's right. Let's see. Verena, sorry. Before you start, is your course for Tactical Arbitrage also good for Canada sellers? Yes, absolutely. Tactical Arbitrage Academy and Tactical Arbitrage, the mechanics and the fundamentals are the same no matter where you are. So Canada, Europe, anything like that, all of the tactics, tips, tricks, and things are going to work across platforms. Numbers might be a little bit different, with Keepa charts and things like that. But beyond that, it is good cross country. Absolutely. James, what's going on? GDL, any giveaways today? Yes. So if you stay, it probably won't be all the way at the end, but if you stay for a while, I gave away a Chrome extension called Does It Melt that I created a month and a half ago. And I gave it away on a very limited basis. Not a whole lot of people got access to it. So everybody who's watching is going to have the opportunity to grab the Does It Melt extension. And all that does is it shows you a warning if an ASIN is meltable. And this can be especially helpful right now because you don't want to send meltable stuff into Amazon. Of course, you actually can't. And you're going to need to have some extra room on the profit margins if you actually want to sell it, putting in ice packs and all that stuff. Aaron, hey, Chris, do you mess around with Amazon to Amazon flips? On occasion, they are not my favorite thing to do, but I will. I know some people absolutely crush, and you could spend a lot of time doing them. I like book flips more than regular product flips, but I've done well on several. Back in the day, there was a Spider-Man toy that I flipped, and there's been a few other things. One of them still a really good flip, so I won't give it away because I know there are some people selling it. I found one just the other day that was a good one, but they're not something I focus on, but I'm familiar with them. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? All right, let's before we jump into a little tactical arbitrage, let me get back to a little bit more news. There are some Morgan Stanley fellas who prognosticate on the future of the stock market and businesses, and they believe that the Amazon gains from the pandemic shutdown seem what they call pretty durable. So this could be good for Amazon sellers. Could be good for all of us if this increased shopping is happening online because people were forced to buy online, and now they're like, "Wow, that was really convenient. Why go to the store when I can sit at home and watch my shows and get things delivered right to my house?" Hopefully, that will equate into more and more shoppers for us to be able to sell things to. Um, but let's see here. Yeah, they think we're going to continue benefiting. 2020 e-commerce spending is going to be up about 25% from a year earlier. Previously, they had been forecasting about 14% growth. So 14 to 25%, that's pretty huge if that actually comes to fruition, just because the sheer number of dollars being spent. That's a huge uptick. So I hope that's the case. It would be nice if and unfortunately, I don't want it to be on the back of coronavirus, but a lot of sellers got this coronavirus uptick, and hopefully everybody gets a nice little uptick from Prime Day in September, plus back to school right before that, and then we got Q4 going right into it. So hopefully some jobs are back and things like that, and spending continues to grow on Amazon. I may have already touched on this, but Amazon, you guys know, hired 175,000 new employees to try to help them during the increased buying in the warehouses and things like that. And it's being reported that 70%, or about 125,000 of those 175,000 new employees, are actually going to be offered full-time work, or sorry, permanent work. I shouldn't call it full-time, permanent work. So growing by 125,000 employees in less than 6 months is absolutely insane. So I hope that's the case, and I hope that the sales continue to keep those folks employed. A piece of Amazon news about the Echo Look. I don't know if you guys remember the Echo Look, and of course, I'm sure tons of us have Echoes. Every time I tell a joke, I laugh, Alexa laughs, my wife laughs. But the Echo Look was something that you could actually stand in front of, and then it would give you like fashion advice. And it was kind of a neat idea, but it doesn't seem to have caught on. So they're no longer going to be supporting it. I think it lasted maybe a year and a half or 2 years. But as of July 24th, it's going to be gone. And they have told people that they should just recycle it, which is, probably what it's good for. Now, the other thing that I thought was really interesting this week is an article came out from The Verge about Amazon sellers marking products as collectible to get around what they call price gouging rules. Now, we could argue back and forth about whether or not you can price gouge on a set of dumbbells that nobody really needs to have. And these dumbbells are typically $300, and they were marked up to like $1,000 being sold as collectible. And we all know about this. A lot of times you'll see something where maybe a seller can't sell it in new condition and they can't get approved, so they may sell it as collectible. We've also seen this with things like Nintendo Switches, where a lot of them were being sold as used like new when really they were brand new, and they're just getting around the gating procedure. But this article goes on to talk about how this Bowflex dumbbell set and several other things were marked way up, and they were marked as collectible. Of course, even if you had the ability to sell this product, it's very possible that Amazon would remove the listing just due to the fact that you are way outside their pricing threshold. And so if you mark it as collectible, it seemed to be a good way to get around that, because collectible items tend to be more valuable, of course. And that's kind of how their rule seems to have been set up. And so that they actually reached out to Amazon. They got a bunch of these removed. Not only these dumbbells, but also an inflatable hot tub by Coleman, and some Nintendo Switch games, and a few other things. So things that you can't really price gouge on, in my opinion, and I would imagine in a lot of other people's opinions, because these are not necessities. They're not. They're not gloves. They're not face masks. They're not hand sanitizer. They're nothing to protect bread makers. There's nothing to protect people from an ongoing pandemic or anything like that. However, I would keep an eye out that if you have used this particular loophole in the past, it very well may be that Amazon closes this loophole in the future. So just know that, since it's been brought up to them. And I think that's it for the news this week. Hey, Christine. Hey, Mac. What's going on? Um, so we're going to get in a little bit into tactical arbitrage. And the issue that I see on a regular basis, especially with newer users, is they go in and they start off with the basic search, because that's how tactical arbitrage kind of defaults. It sends you to the basic, and then they go view their products, and they kind of get lost, and they get lost because they'll see, well, you can see 400 products, but there's 700 here, and I don't exactly know what's going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to set up a basic product search, why it looks like the way it does, and then we're going to look at some products so we can see what it looks like, what we're looking for. Okay. After that, I'm going to be giving away the Doesn't Melt Chrome extension. I've got you guys will be able to go and sign up for it. I'll shoot you an email with all the information. It is going to require an email. But I will ask one more time, since we've got some more viewers here, please make sure, if you're watching on the YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to click the like button, smash the like button, if you will, for the algorithms. And one other thing I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to open up Facebook, just to make sure that I am seeing all of the questions that may be coming through. Let's see here. Open this tab and this one, just to make sure we're not missing any questions that might come through. Yep, there was one. I was asked a little earlier, and let me go grab the answer that I saved. Excuse me. So the question that was asked earlier is, have you heard about this? So I'll post it as a good thing on another page. Can we talk about it? If you buy wholesale, this would actually go for retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, bundles, things like that. And you want to add a product that's not already listed on Amazon. There's a big change where reportedly Amazon is making it so that when you create new product listings, they now require you to prove that you own the brand. Okay. And now this is different than brand registry. Reportedly, what's happening is, and let me go grab my notes here so I know exactly what I want to say here. Made some notes on this. Okay, so what is supposedly happening here is brand registry is not necessarily going to be required anymore. However, you're going to have to prove that you own the brand. Now, this can be a serious issue if you're building bundles, because if you're selling a bottle of Dasani along with I don't know, a bottle of Perrier as a bundle, of course you don't own either of those brands. Okay. And if you are a private label seller, well, then you do own the brand, but they're asking that you prove it either in the way of shooting them a photo of your product with the logo, picture of your logo, maybe your product packaging, and maybe a URL. Okay. So this may be able to help those folks who haven't been able to get around brand registry or having issues there. Now, of course, you're going to want to get brand registered eventually because you can have things like A plus content and all that. And apparently, you need to use either UPCs from the GS1 website or nationwide barcode, is what I'm being told. Don't quote me on that. I would stick with GS1 UPCs, or of course, you can get a GTIN exemption. Now, the other thing that I'm hearing is that if you want to do something like create a bundle, then you might need to hop on the phone or open a case and outline this error message that you may get. It's like a 5665 error message, and you're gonna have to show them the brand name, maybe take some pictures and things like that, and they should let you around this new change. So I have not seen anything directly from Amazon on this. It's coming from Helium 10. These guys are knowledgeable about this particular uh, kind of stuff. So I would imagine it's all legit. I'm hoping that Amazon comes out with some guidance, or maybe they have, and I just haven't seen it yet. But as soon as I know more, I'll plan on sharing with you guys. I'm not really PL. I'm not really interested in it. But if it's going to impact creating bundles and things like that, it's definitely going to be important to know. So I'll report more as I know more. Let's see here. Let me double check one more place. All right, perfect. So that is what is going on over there. Let's go ahead and dig in to a little bit of tactical arbitrage. I'm going to go ahead and add this up here. And remember, guys, if you have questions, make sure to drop them in the comments on YouTube, on Facebook. I will make sure to see them because I want to be able to answer your guys' questions as much as possible. And I'm actually going to go ahead and make this full screen, so hopefully you guys can see that. Excuse me. So let's talk about product search. Now, in product search, there are two views that you can get. This is the basic view. If you are brand new to tactical arbitrage, this is likely what you're going to see when you open up tactical arbitrage product search. If you've been around for a while, this is the advanced search, and it's what you may be used to or what you have yours set to. Okay. Now, in the basic search, you get a couple of things. All right. You get a list of sourcing sites. All right. And these are all the sourcing sites. And you get a set of basic filters. Now, you can also choose the country, etc. And you can also search here. So let's say we want to check out Walgreens. Why is Walgreens there? There's Walmart. Let me see if did Walgreens get no, Walgreens is there. I'll have to check and see why that's not showing up or if I'm just missing it somewhere. And I'll have to check on that with the guys. Let's say Walmart. Okay, so we can select Walmart. Now, when we select Walmart, we have got one option. It's adding easy bulks. Okay, so you can select 500, all right, at a time, which it just selected for me, or deselect all of these, or you can go through and choose what you want to look through. So I'm going to choose, well, I can't choose all of beauty. It's too large. Sorry, my tactical arbitrage always runs really slow when I start using a screen share. So what we can see here is we've got 500 of these subcategories in beauty selected. Okay. And then you can put in a discount. So let's just say that I've got I don't know, a 5% discount at Walmart. That never happens, but let's just say it's there. If we want to put in any cash back, we can put it here. Maybe we bought a gift card for 1% off. I'm shipping to a tax-free state, so I've got no sales tax. I've got $1.25 to prep the items, and I'm running 50 cents per pound to ship to Amazon. It doesn't actually cost that much, but I like to overestimate there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to name this. So we're going to name this Walmart Beauty. And then I like to put in 5% discount, 1% gift card, and then I'm going to click search. Okay. That is as difficult as it is to start a basic product search. And you can run, if you have a new account, you can run up to 7 of those at a time. Okay. So what you should be doing is going in, setting up these bulk lists, and then going right back out and scanning another site. Okay. Play around with what sites work. Make yourself an account over at salesgazer.com so you can see where sales are happening. Okay. SalesGazer is 100% completely free, costs you $0, 0 pennies, and you can get basically a list every single day of sales emails from all of the sites inside of Tactical Arbitrage and ones outside of Tactical Arbitrage. If you're chasing sales, you'll be building your ROI. It'll be incredibly helpful. And I don't even use those to go into, I don't even put them in my email autoresponder. I don't even bother you if you sign up for an account. So go grab yourself a salesgazer.com account. Now, this part doesn't seem to confuse people creating this product search. What does seem to confuse people, and sorry, I'm going to stop this search here, is when it comes time to view the data. Okay, when we view the data in a basic product search, it's different than if you're viewing it in an advanced product search. Of course, sorry, bear with me while the screen loads here. Actually, I'll answer a question while that goes over to the view product screen. Terry, I'm trying to learn to add new websites to TA through XPaths. In a video, you talk about uploading a CSV file. Where do you get the file? Terry, the place that I get the file is I have Tactical Bucket create sites for me. Now, that's going to cost a little bit of money, but it's the easiest and fastest way to be able to get sites added to Tactical Arbitrage. You could also hire it out on Fiverr or Upwork or some other place like that. But Tactical Bucket has hundreds of sites that you can add to Tactical Arbitrage. It's I don't know, $30 a month gets you 2 sites or something like that. And you can go higher if you want to get more sites per month. You can have custom sites created, etc., and so on. Let's see here. Rob, what's the square root of 196? I believe that's 14. Let me go check. Yeah, my calculator says it's 14. Let's see here. Just joined. Is this the new interface? This interface has been around for a while. You have a choice of basic and advanced. A lot of people who are newer use the basic because it is easier. Okay. Let's go to the view data screen here. Oops, I'm on the wrong one. This one here. View data. Sorry, guys. This keeps opening up in a new tab. Wait on this here. I need to add a new screen. Let me remove this and let me share a different screen, guys. Share, Chrome tab. There we go. There we are. All right, now it's the right way. Okay, so in the view screen here, or in the view data, the basic view data looks a little bit different. Now, what you're going to see up here is 1,584 out of 2,292 items. Now, The reason it's like this is because, excuse me, the basic view data has some filters built in automatically. All right. And if we go down here to the sort and filter data, what we're going to see as soon as this pops up, man, these go slow. Sorry. What we're going to see here is all of the filters that you can choose from. And the first thing that you're going to notice is that the match quality is automatically selected between 75 and blank, which means infinity. Okay, so 75 and infinity. Now, every product in tactical arbitrage gets a match score. The closer it is to 100, the more likely it is that it's a perfect match. So, to make sure that people didn't get upset, irritated, the match score is pretty high automatically inside of the basic view data screen. Okay. Now, the other thing is the gross ROI is between 1 and blank, which means it is automatically 1 and infinity. Okay. Now, the reason this is it doesn't want to show you anything that has a negative ROI. And the other thing is that in the filters, and it doesn't show here, but it's in the filters when you run the scan, there needs to be at least one estimated sale per month for it to show inside of the basic view data when you run a basic scan. Okay, so this is going to make it look like there are a lot of items that are being hidden from you, but they are not. All right, if you go to this menu here, you can delete out that 75. And now you don't have any match quality scores. We're going to leave that gross ROI between 1 and infinity, and we're going to hit apply. Excuse me. And what we're going to see is we should see this number of view data change from 1584 to something higher. And it's going to, of course, take a while because I'm sharing my screen. But that will, there we go, 2280 of 2292 items. Now, the reason that is because there was still an ROI filter. So all of these have items where the ROI is at least 1% or higher. Now, the other thing here is what we can see is we get to see a picture from the basic view data, and the advanced view data is a little bit different looking. So in the basic view data, we get to see a picture from the source site, a picture from Amazon. We've got the source site title, Amazon's title, what size it is, its rating and number of ratings, whether it's in stock, the quantity. We get to check our restrictions right here with this button. And of course, I don't think I'm signed into Seller Central right now, so this probably is not going to work. Maybe. We'll see here in a second. Yep, I'm not signed into Seller Central. But if I was signed into Seller Central, it would let me know whether or not this was restricted for me. I've got a button to take me to Amazon, camel, camel, camel. I've got a button here where I can search the title on Amazon. This fork will open up both the source site and Amazon for me at the same time. I can check eBay. I can check the Google. I've added in a Keepa graph where I can go in and just take me right to Keepa from here. And then you've got your gross profit, $4.12, your gross ROI, your price, my adjusted price. This adjusted price is going to be my cost to inbound and prep and pack and all of that. What the Amazon buy box price is, the return after fees, the ASIN, the category, the UPC, the estimated number of monthly sales, the price, 30-day average, the brand, the number of sellers, the match quality, and then the last update was 925 hours ago. This little button here, I can click and I can see the FBA and MF sellers, the breakdown of it. This is within 2% of the buy box. I need to go and check and see if maybe this has no, it doesn't show a suppressed buy box. But that will show for me the breakdown of the sellers. If I click on the gross ROI, Nope, nothing there. I can open up Tactical Edge. I can see the buy boxes being held by FBA. And then, of course, I've got my nice little graph here as well. Okay. We can see Amazon doesn't seem to have been on it. We've got our sales rank here. We've got, let's see, that would be the new sellers. We've got the buy box price, 21.42. Okay. And so on. So you got all the data here that you need for making a nice little decision. And that's basically it. You go through these just like you would in advanced. Next week, we'll look at the advanced and kind of dig into that. So anybody have questions on that? Let's see here. I was so overwhelmed. VStute says, I was so overwhelmed with the intro videos. I just started this less than 2 months. I had to put my trial on hold. Hope that was, yeah, that shouldn't be a big deal. No, it's the basic search. Thank you. Do sellers have any recourse against buyers who abuse Amazon returns? So I have always thought no. And let's see here. Where are we? Here we go. I've always thought no. Now I'm told by some people that you can report a buyer to Amazon if you open up a case or something like that. But I'm going to be honest with you. Uh, it's it's probably not worth your time, and two, I don't really think Amazon's going to do a whole lot about it until they really start jacking up some numbers there. So there's not really a whole lot you can do. If someone is like really abusing the system, maybe they bought like an electronic from you and sent you back a box of rocks, like you need to document it and try to get reimbursed by Amazon. But the other thing is, we are now retailers. We're in the retail business, and that is kind of what happens. What I've noticed over my time as an Amazon seller is typically you're going to have more good buyers than bad buyers. So as long as you do what's right, most of the time they're doing what's right. So would you please show us how to add sites into SalesGazer? Yeah, we can do that real quick. Let me open up salesgazer.com. Let's see. So you guys should be seeing SalesGazer here. When you get a SalesGazer account, it's going to look like this. You're going to see all of these ads that have come through here. I have put in some ads of my own, so you'll see those on a regular basis. Okay. But once you get an account, you go into the gear icon at the top right-hand corner. And I keep meaning to make a video all about this, like how to go through it and get it all set up and stuff. And I just haven't done it. And what you can do is, let's say that you're in let's say you're in Canada. Okay, you're in Canada. You select the country of all the sites that you want to see. All right, you can see that there are 74 Canadian sites, and we can click there and subscribe to all of these. Hit subscribe selected. And now we are now subscribed to all these Canadian sites. They will start showing up in our inbox as soon as, there we go, that updates. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and select Canada again. I'm going to grab those and I'm going to unsubscribe them now. And if you're in USA, it's the same thing. You're going to want to go in and just start subscribing to everything. Now, if you want to do them one by one, you can turn the little buttons on and off. You'll see that I've come through. I've subscribed to everything mostly in the US. And then I've come through and I've turned a few of them off. Like I don't really source Adidas. And I don't know why Vitacost is turned off, or Staples or Spencer's for that matter. But any sites you don't source, you can just turn on. Like I'm probably not going to source AE.com. And that's all you do. That's as hard as it is. Then you spend some time in the inbox and off you go. You can even search, just search for percent. We search for percent and we can see, here we go, 100% bamboo, 70% off stunning style, 70% off, 40% off. So let's say we want to go, let's do this. Not sure if this will work or not. Let's find out. Nope, that won't work. So no, none of those Boolean modifiers. So what we'll do is we'll do 20%. So 20%. Here we go. Left Lane Sports. Last chance to save an extra 20% site wide. That's today. So there you go. You got a 20% off site wide at Left Lane Sports, and you don't have to murder your own inbox. You can let our inbox do it for you. Okay. Let's see here. Ah, my man Charles. I had a small shipment. Charles Leslie runs Network Prep. If you guys need a prep center in a tax-free state, you guys should you guys should deal with Network Prep. If you tell him that I sent you, you can get 100 units prepped for free. I think they might be full through June, but I know that they are expanding in July and going to be taking new clients. Matter of fact, in tomorrow's email that you'll get from me if you're on my email list, tomorrow's email, I'm going to have his information right at the very top. No affiliate or anything like that. Charles is just a good dude, down to earth, who runs a prep center really, really well, in my opinion. And if you want to get on his waiting list, that's going to be all on my email tomorrow. And just remember, 100 free units shipped, which is insane. There's no sign up fee, no tax. And Charles is the man. I'm going to have him on here so we can kind of show the process. I can't really show you mine. I can't show you my process with him because it has ASINs and things like that. But we will show the process because it's one of the most streamlined. I really, really like it. What's a suppressed buy box? A suppressed buy box means that there is no buy box on the actual product detail page. What you'll see is sold from these sellers or something like that. And you actually have to click on a button, and then you'll either see a slide in from the right-hand side that shows you the sellers, and it says add to cart, or it'll take you to a page with a list of all the sellers for a particular product. It's called a suppressed buy box. There's no actual buy box on the product detail page. And it can slow down the velocity of the sales on a product. Now, it does not mean that it's not selling. Okay, it just means that it may slow down. There's no buy now button or anything like that. Okay, that's it. Let's see here. Let me go back and see what other questions we've got. Let's see. How can I get a free TA t-shirt? I haven't given any away, but maybe next week I'll give one or two away. They don't cost a whole lot for me to send those out every week. So next week we'll start giving away Tactical Arbitrage shirts again. Chris, do you do OA or RA? And if both, what percentage? 50-50? Also, which do you prefer? So January through October, we're like 90-10 OA compared to RA. I prefer OA. I just don't have the time these days to get out and do retail arbitrage like I once could. And so now I prefer OA. Every once in a while, I get the bug and I'll go out for like 12 hours. But when I do RA, I also have to prep it and ship it myself, which is a huge pain in the rear end. And I don't care for it anymore. So we're like 80-20. Now, once Q4 comes around, we will be more like 60-40. We'll do a lot of retail arbitrage. And I actually bring someone in to do prep and ship for me because it's just there's a lot of stuff to do. So I'll bring someone in to do that for me. But I prefer OA these days. I like retail arbitrage, the margins can often feel better, and things like that. But here's something I would suggest: if you like doing retail arbitrage, or maybe you want to move away from retail arbitrage, but you want to buy locally, one of the things you can do, and I had this with a grocery store back in Ohio, I just haven't done it down here, is make relationships with managers and see if you can get like CSV files of their inventory with prices, with UPCs, and run them through tactical arbitrage and find out what's profitable. And then go to the store and be like, hey, I've got a shopping list here. Can I just buy a ton of this stuff? And you're gonna make some managers really really happy once you have that relationship and are able to do that. Excuse me. Christine, you said the fork opens both the source site and Amazon. I only get the source site. So what's happening is you're getting a pop-up blocker. When you do that in the URL bar, when you hit that fork button in the URL bar, you're going to see a little pop-up. Click on the little pop-up. It's going to then give you an option to allow pop-ups. Click the allow pop-ups and go back and do it again, and it will work for you. I make it look so easy. I've been doing this a long time. I've been around for a long time. I've learned from a lot of amazing people who are a lot smarter than I am. So hopefully I make them a little proud. Let's see here. Gina, what happens if a product is sold FBA and the customer puts in a refund request saying they never received the item? Is there anything I can do? Not really. Amazon handles the customer service for that. If they didn't receive the item and Amazon gives them a refund, you should be reimbursed up to 45 days later. Okay, because that's on Amazon. All right, and they'll handle reimbursing the customer, reimbursing you, and hopefully filing for a claim with USPS or something like that. Now, saying that, you need to keep track of those because you will not always be reimbursed. All right, but you should be. You're eligible for it. That's not on you. That's what we pay pick and pack fees for. So make sure to keep track of those. See if they've been reimbursed after or at the 45 days. At day 46, you can go in and you can request that it gets reimbursed. Let's see. Oops. Where did it go here? Here we go. Do you prefer lists or do you prefer VAs running scans? I actually like both, Rob, to be completely honest with you. I've got a VA who does work for me, and she gives me leads and stuff like that. And then I also like lists. I'm on a lot of them, and I buy from them regularly because there are several really good ones out there with products that I've been happy from. And one of the reasons I like to use lists is that it gets me outside of my zone. Okay, so like over the past week or so, I've been buying a fair amount from Target. When I'm running my own scans, okay, and my VA is going through the results, I'm not usually looking at Target. I'm spending a lot of times in Walgreens and several other stores like that. And I'm just never even thinking, oh, hey, I should check out Target. I should check out Target. So I'm not even thinking about it. Now, the other thing is that these lists, they get me to think outside of just Walgreens and the few other sites that I pay a lot of attention to. And when I'm at Target and they show me product A, well, while I'm there, I'm like, this also frequently bought with is as product B is bought frequently with product A. I wonder if it might be profitable on Amazon. And then I'm looking at that product real quick manually. Oh, yeah, it does. So now I'm taking this product A, which is on a lead list with maybe 30 or 20 or 40 or other people, and I'm seeing product B at the same time, And I'm like, you know what? That one makes me another $5 a unit. Let's go ahead and add on 10 of those or five of those. I go very shallow but wide. Okay. And now I'm buying two products. And it's very likely that other people are not doing that. So I'm now kind of hedging, the price falling on product A with product B that not a lot of other people are probably going to buy. So I like lists not only for easy profits, but I also like lists because it starts making me look other places. Gina, we talked about a video for super targeting for TWF and reviewing the data. Okay, so I will not be able to do it tomorrow, and this weekend I'm going to be busy, but I will promise that I will do it on Monday, and I will get that taken care of. I know I'm way behind on that, and I apologize. Can you add or change a picture from a listing if it's not the same, even if the UPC code is the same, product is the same also? You can try. Okay, so there are a couple of things you can do. One, you might be able to just do it by editing the listing. Okay. If that doesn't work, you might be able to upload a flat file, which that sounds very daunting, but they're supposed to be easy. I don't deal with flat files. If it takes that much work, I don't do it. And yeah, that makes me a lazy seller, I know. But you could also hire someone to do a flat file for you. Sometimes a flat file will make a change where a regular edit did not. And then thirdly, if that won't work, you could reach out to the catalog team. The catalog team is a team in Amazon that actually wants to keep the Amazon catalog clean for both sellers and for buyers, of course. So yes, you should be able to do that. Is Charles Chaz? Yes. I don't know why I don't call him Chaz. I know he goes by that, and I call him Charles. But yes, Charles is Chaz, aka one of my homies. Really like him. Let's see here. When entering a percent off in the store discount in TA filters, how do you account for some products in a store qualifying for the percent off, but other products don't? Well, what you have to do is you have to do targeted scans. Okay. So, for example, at Walgreens at any one time, there's going to be some products that are buy one, get one 50% off, or buy one, get one free, or something like that. What you're going to have to do is you're going to need to kind of laser target into the category that is the buy one, get one. Okay. So if it's just, let's say it's just nature made vitamins, all right, then you need to go into just nature made and just scan those. If you're scanning an entire store, and giving that, a buy one get one 50% off is going to be a 25% discount. If you're doing it across the entire store, you're wasting a lot of resources. So when you are chasing those sales, a lot of times you're chasing them in a niche of a store and need to focus that. If for some reason a particular product just doesn't qualify, you know, you just see it. It often says on the product detail page on the source site, it doesn't qualify, and you just move on to the next product. Those kind of false positives are going to happen every now and again. Network Prep does a great job. Professional, excellent communication. Couldn't agree more. I love the Slack channel. I really like that. I love the Slack bot. I love I love the entire process. I've been really happy with it. And you guys will see that tomorrow in my email. Let's see here. On the 10-day trial with TA, thank you. Watch Tactical Tuesday #1 and have run searches with more or less the same filters in advanced you were using. Results were much less. Maybe because I have Tactical Bucket. Probably not. There's probably something else going on there. Reach out to me. You can message me on Facebook or shoot me an email at chris@cleartheshelf.com. Shoot me over your username and let's see. I got 5 minutes. I could take a look and maybe point you in the right direction. Okay. Let's see. V Stutes, you are welcome. There we go. For .com, how come sellers are doing MF instead of FBA. Is it faster or Amazon still slow for FBA? So here's something I've noticed. Charles sent in a shipment for me last Thursday, and it's checked in and selling already. Okay, so as of yesterday. So it took less than 7 days for a shipment to get uh, prepped, packed, shipped, and checked into Amazon. Now, not all of it is checked in. Okay, only a portion of it is checked in, but it's already up and selling. Okay. However, a lot of people are still doing MF because on some listings, Amazon is still giving merchant fulfilled sellers a little bit more of the buy box. Okay. They know that FBA is still shipping a little bit slower. It's not necessarily their fault. USPS is shipping slower. UPS is overwhelmed. FedEx is overwhelmed. Everybody's overwhelmed right now, including the warehouses. And so things are taking a little bit longer. Now it's weird, okay, because I bought a grocery product. Yes, was it yesterday? It was either last night or this morning, and it's going to be here tomorrow. Okay, and that's one of their important categories. But I also bought. I use a lot of my friends will tell you some funny stories about my snoring. So I use a machine, a CPAP machine, and I don't snore anymore. Okay, so I ordered myself a new mask, which I think it seems to be pretty important, and it's not going to be here until Saturday. Okay, so it's kind of weird. But in a lot of instances, merchant fulfilled is still getting more of the buy box. And so people are selling it so they can get their product in and out really, really quickly. Okay. Making that quick buck. I was doing a lot of merchant fulfilled for maybe a month and a half, and we stopped sending in shipments. And now we're just going back to FBA. I just can't do it anymore. I'm not into it. Bingo. Perfect, Christine. Perfect. Can you show me your filters? How can I remove packs after scanning? Can TA filter or not scan out of? So next week I'll show you my filters because we're going to go over advanced next week. Okay. Removing packs after scanning, we can go over that as well in the advanced view data. Can TA filter or not scan out of stock items? Yes, there is a filter to remove out of stock items from the source site. Absolutely. And we'll go over that next week. So make sure you tune in next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll do that again. With so many sites, any tips on how to not be overwhelmed, focused on certain categories first, and what are lists? So with so many sites inside of Tactical Arbitrage, heck, if you're doing manual OA across the entire internet, there are thousands of sites. Check out SalesGazer, follow sales, okay? Go after sales. And then you're going to start finding some consistency in these sales, okay? Walgreens, I'm not shy about it. Walgreens is one of my favorite sources. Their sales cycle is consistent, and I've got it down, okay? Other sites are the same way. It's too difficult to throw a dart at a dartboard every week and figure out what you're going to put on sale. So they've got these sales calendars planned out months in advance, and they tend to repeat themselves over and over again. Okay. And you can learn those sales, and then you're going to find some honey holes. And then one of your honey holes is going to die off, and you're going to find another one. And it could be you could focus on a category. Maybe you want to sell toys. Maybe you want to sell health and beauty products. I like health and beauty products. Maybe you want to sell groceries. So just depends on what you might want to sell. And then what are lists? There are sourcing lists out there that will give you leads every single day. Okay. There's OA Beast. There's OA Cheddar. There's FBA Lead List. My buddy who's also out in Oregon runs that. Charles runs Daily OA. And there are several others out there as well that are good. I haven't tested all of them, but those are the four that I like, and I'm actually on all four of those lists. Okay, OA Cheddar, FBA Lead List. Those guys are locked up and full. I think Charles might have a one or two lists open. OA Beast has some lists open. And so it gives you the opportunity to get some products, and then it also gives you the opportunity to open your eyes up to where else you can source. Okay, you start following all these little rabbit trails. Do you find that lists you buy quickly wind up with too many sellers on those products? Not necessarily, okay? Sometimes the criteria isn't good for somebody, all right? Sometimes um, it's gated for someone when I can sell it. Sometimes it's gated for me when someone else can sell it. And then the other thing, okay, here's the big thing, Dave. Um, when you're buying from a list, okay, you can't just focus on what's on the list. You've got to follow these rabbit holes. All right. So if a list on Monday is full of, let's say, baby products from Target, okay, well, why is it full of baby products from Target? Was there a sale? Is there some sort of gift card deal going on? What's happening where that's making this show up a bunch of these products? And then how can I find other products that aren't on the list that I can also buy? All right. And that just makes it, that ends up making it much, much, much better. Let's see here. Okay. If I no longer sell an item, should I keep it in my inventory on Seller Central or remove it? I was not sure if I needed to keep it for end of year info or not. So here's what I do. After about 30 days, I start deleting products from my Seller Central just to keep it clean. No need to keep it for end of year or anything like that. You're going to have a, hopefully you're doing some accounting, whether it's QuickBooks or, Scan Power or whatever kind of accounting software you use. Hopefully you're keeping track of your money in and out and all of that. So I typically delete things after about 30 days. And then if I get a return outside of that 30 days, it just goes to stranded inventory and I either recall it or if Amazon, sometimes I'll move it back into inventory if Amazon says it's good. Let's see here. Sorry, excuse me, guys. I have tried several times to look for specific brands in stores, Walgreens, Macy's, but couldn't do it. I Would you please show us how to look for specific brands? You mean like at a source site? Or on, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand. But I'll tell you what, if you shoot me a message or an email and kind of give me some more about that, we will go over it next week. I typically try to keep Thursday nights to an hour. We're probably going to do about an hour and 15 minutes tonight. But I will definitely do it next week. Okay. If a price increased around 30 days ago and stabilized, do you feel that is long enough to feel comfortable buying the product? Um, for me, yes. Now, Am I gonna go buy 100 units of that? Probably not. Okay. There's a lot of factors that are going to be in play here. If the price is increased and it's been that way for 30 days, my guess is I'm probably going to be fairly safe selling it. Okay. Now, I also realize that if I buy it, the price could come down at any time, and I'm willing to take that risk. It's one of the reasons why I go an inch deep and a mile wide. All right. Um, Now, I would probably buy 5 or 10 units and send them in. And if the price stays, then I'm buying it again and again and again and again as long as I can. All right. And then just realizing that, maybe on day 90 or day 120, maybe the price absolutely tanks. Now, if the price has gone up, let's say that the price has been, stable for 120 days and then it's been increased for 30 days. I'm also going to try to figure out why that is. Okay. Is it COVID pricing? Is it not in stock anymore and I need to actually go out and buy all of them I can? And am I willing to take that kind of risk? So there's a lot of factors to really think about. And then I'll be quite honest, after a while you get a gut feeling for it. So like if you showed me the product and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, you know what, I'm buying like 100 or 1,000 units of this as much as I can, then I may get a gut feeling about it. And I'm sure other sellers do that too, but there's all kinds of factors. It's not a great answer, but it's my honest answer. I recently added an item to my Amazon inventory. I received an email from company claiming to own the product trademark and asking all kinds of information about my source. The email was sent to my personal email, not my Amazon email. I did not receive any communication through Amazon messages. Can I safely ignore this email? So here's my bet. Okay, my bet is that they bought your email from an Amazon employee. All right. Um, if you're newer to Amazon, it sucks, but it's the way it is. And Amazon employees, a lot of times ones who work overseas, will sell information on the marketplace depending on who needs it or what they want. Keywords, Amazon seller emails, all kinds of stuff. Now, what I would do is I like to rib these guys who do this kind of stuff, and I'd probably be like, "How'd you get my email? Um, and how do you know I'm selling it?" And so on, and try to get some information out of them. But if you don't want to, yeah, you can ignore that email. If they're not dealing with you through Amazon channels, no uh, you have no reason to go back and forth with them. If they want to get legal, they need to send you something legal, or they can buzz off. What is the best way to account for shipping costs from merchants to us using TA? Have they automated this? Important given somewhat slim margins with OA. Well, I'm not sure that margins are really that slim with OA. I would say that our gross profit typically is right around 25% or so, which in most retail businesses, it's not going to be anywhere near that. However, I'm also typically buying enough to get free shipping. I'm trying. There was one place that I bought from that had like a flat rate $3.99 shipping over $49. There was another place that had a flat rate $4.99, but typically places have limits to get you to free shipping. Kohl's is like $85, and that's what I suggest you do. If there's one product at a store that you want to flip and you are not willing to buy enough to get you to that limit, then go find a couple more products. There's more than one at any place. That's what I would suggest. And get to that free shipping. I mean, I haven't gone through all of the sites on Tactical Arbitrage or on the internet for that matter, but I guarantee that 90% of them have free shipping limits, and you just need to hit them. How do you gauge value from BOLO lists? Price versus amount of potential buys provided. That one's tough. Here's my thought. If I can break even on a BOLO list, then I should be happy. Okay, if I can break even over 30 days, I should be happy. Because, excuse me, there's a couple of things you need to do. One, you need to be looking down those rabbit holes. And even if you just broke even from a BOLO list, then those rabbit holes should be providing you profit. Okay. Number two, BOLO lists need to be saved and recycled. All right. The BOLO list that you get today, June 4th, should be used in 3 months, in 4 months, in 6 months. You should be going back through your archives and looking at everything over again. Because let's say that the profit starts coming down on that product. A lot of times what's going to happen is it's going to come back up as the demand levels out and the supply has dwindled. Okay, you get some market equilibrium back. All right, and when that happens, I can guarantee you that the 20 or the 30 other people who have that list either didn't save it, aren't thinking about it, have left the business, or don't have the work ethic to go back through their archives. Okay, so every day what I do is I open up one of my lead lists, I look through it, and then I save it to my Google Drive. When I'm in my Google Drive, I go to the oldest lead list. Well, sorry, that's not quite true. It's not the oldest lead list, but it's one that's like 3 months old. Okay, so I go back 90 days and I look at the lead list from the exact same day, and I just kind of rotate them through. All right, and in 3 months from now, I'll be looking at let's see what September the 4th lead list, and I'll also be looking back at my June 4th lead list. Okay. Um, so now the way that I know if I'm going to cut a list is if I go for a week or a week and a half and there's nothing to buy, then I'm probably going to cut the lead list, because if there's a week or a week and a half where the leads just suck, then chances are that I made a bad decision on a lead list. Um, and that's what you have to do. Okay, it's never a waste of money. It's always an investment to learn about a new lead list, and you're going to find some ones that aren't great, and then you're going to come across some ones that are really awesome and that you're going to be a fan of for a long, long time. And I know that you might hear some long-term sellers poo-pooing lead lists, but then I know a bunch of sellers that are way bigger than me that belong to more lead lists than I belong to. So, can you give some advice on how to sell shoes and clothing? Shoes and clothing are great. I know some sellers who do an incredible amount of sales in shoes and clothing. Uh, Learn how to choose variations. Okay. And we can go over that. You can ask me in another one. We're an hour and 11 into this. So we can maybe hit that in another time. Um, Kim and Perry Coughlin have this great little tool that kind of give you a guideline of what to stay in ranks and number of variations and things like that. I'll bring that link on next week, so I can share it. But learning how to figure out what variations are selling is really what you need to know, and then realizing that shoes and clothing typically takes longer to turn. So a lot of times, like, I'm looking for 30 days to turn my inventory, 30 to 45. At 90 days, I'm clearancing out inventory. Okay. With shoes and clothing, you have a little bit more of a lead time. It's typically going to take a little bit longer to turn your inventory. Your average inventory turn might be 90 days rather than 30 days. And so you need to know that. Can I list the lists again? So the ones that I like are OA Beast. I like OA Cheddar. I like FBALeadlist.com. And Charles Leslie runs Daily OA. Those four are all ones that I'm part of, that I subscribe to. All right, now I promised a giveaway. Okay, I promised a giveaway. Let me grab this here. The giveaway is the Does It Melt Google Chrome extension. All right, let me hide this banner and create a new banner. Show that. You can go to cleartheshelf.com/DIM. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how this thing works. Let me go ahead and add this to the screen. So, Does It Melt is a very, very simple extension. Okay. If we go to an Amazon product detail page, oops, did not mean to do that. Let me get the ASIN here. Grab this ASIN. And here we go. All right. So if you go to this ASIN, this is a meltable product. You'll see that it's being sold, but it's being sold merchant fulfilled. Does it melt? This ASIN's been identified as a meltable item and is accepted by Amazon FBA between October 15th and April 30th every year. You click OK, and you'll see down here by the brand, we've got a check mark, so IP alert is good, but we've got an ice cream cone to let you know that this is a meltable product. Okay. we can do this. There are over 400,000 ASINs that are covered by this particular product. Let's see here. Here we go. Here's another one. These 365 organic chocolate chip granola bars. Does it melt? There we go. Click OK on it. You see that little ice cream emoji there. And that is all there is to the Does It Melt Google Chrome extension. Okay. What you can do is you can go to cleartheshelf.com/DIM, drop in your best email, and what will happen is you will get an email with the instructions on how to get access for free to the Does It Melt Google Chrome extension. You will join a Google group, and then you'll be able to download it, and it is yours absolutely free. You'll notice a little ice cream icon up in your Google Chrome extension bar, and that's it. That's as difficult as it is to use. Does it melt? And it's a good time now because, of course, you can't send any of that stuff to Amazon. However, some of it is still good probiotics for sending via merchant fulfilled with some cold packs and things like that. Last question, and then we're going to run along for the day. Hi, Chris. Can you talk about new restricted listing? I don't quite understand that question. If you want to expound on that a little bit, you can. So, guys, if you're still here, do me a huge favor. Go to cleartheshelf.com/DIM. If you watched, if you got value out of this, please make sure to gently murder the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. It'll get this out to the YouTube algorithm, to the Facebook algorithm. It'll get more people here. As this grows, I will do more giveaways. I don't know. I'll do some cool stuff for you guys. I appreciate you taking the time to be here. I'll have a replay tomorrow in my email, which you'll get if you grab the Does It Melt Google Chrome extension. And yeah, I will be back here next Thursday. We'll do this all over again. A little bit of news, a little bit of tactical arbitrage, a little bit of talking about online and retail arbitrage and all things Amazon. I appreciate you guys spending your Thursday evening with me. As always, stay safe, wash your hands, and good selling. I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, Thursday at 8 p.m. All right, guys, talk to you soon.